Welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarity. I will be your host, and we're going to go on a quest for truth together. Yes, we certainly are. Well, friends, oh, look, Jerry and Mud Rabbit and Julie are here already. Wow, thank you for being here. How did you get here before me? This is amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I'm very, very impressed. There's a big lightning storm going on right here, right now. So if the program cuts out, it's probably due to the thunderstorm, which is probably caused by, deep state elements that don't want this to come out. That's my interpretation. Hi, Julie. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Mud Rabbit. Thanks for being here. I'm going to share this on out to my good friends over on the Book of Faces. That's what my friend Heidi Pop calls it. Oh, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 10, 1,000. 10 miles away. Thunder. Okay? We are live. Yes, and the dogs are kind of going crazy downstairs. I brought them inside early because they're barking. Finn, the male dog, he likes to bark at the thunder because I think in his mind it affects it, which maybe it would, maybe it does. Maybe the sound waves do something. I don't know. But yeah, what do you all think about that? You love thunderstorms? Yes, I love thunderstorms, but when you have, hypersonic dogs. Oh, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Hey, Corbin. Good to see you, my friend. Wow, we're all here. Isn't this fantastic? Today, friends, wow, this thunderstorm is really, really something else. I know what I need to do here. I also need to do this. I need to drop something into the chat. And that is this, which I'm very proud of. My merch shop. I made my first sale today. I'm so happy. Okay, Julie. What's cracking? What's cracking? Well, I'm really excited about my merchandise shop. They got some high quality stuff, and I've shown the things on here. So yeah, hit the like. 7 likes. I'm going to be number 8. I got number 8. You can hit that like, and that number will be yours. Whatever number it is, you get that number. All right. That's your special gift of the day, courtesy of the like count button. So yeah, today I thought, you know what? We've talked about something a lot here. We've seen still images of this being a lot, but I don't think I've played the video of this being. So I think that's what we're going to do today. All right. I hope everyone's doing all right here. And this is now something you may have already seen. If you're interested in the subject, you probably have seen it. If you watched some of these shows, maybe you've looked it up on your own and found what's on out there on the great intranet, because pretty much everything's out there if you look. Right here, friends, we want to show you now. This is what we want to show you. Here is now, this is just a picture, a still image from the footage I'm about to show you. This is of the famous Skinny Bob. This is a real extraterrestrial, as per the testimony of Bernard Mendez, who was who was hired by Nixon to investigate some of DARPA's programs, some of the time travel and teleportation programs. And he was also one of the very few people hired by the government, the secret government, that could communicate telepathically with these extraterrestrials. And he knows Skinny Bob. And so he is out there verifying, yes, this is actually a real alien. And the footage, it looks like it was released by the KGB, or it's made to look like the KGB leaked it. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. Boy, the Thunder's really cooking it up here a lot, I would say. It's really storming up a storm here, I would say. Now, okay, I believe this is it, the video. So let's see if that shows up. Well, yes, here it is. Okay. Wait. No. I'm showing this. This is wrong. Okay. I have to stop sharing. I'm showing the actual. Alrighty then. I'm supposed to look for this one. Okay, see if I can find it this time. Kind of complex here, folks. Calendar, that's not it. Oh, okay. Let's see where that footage went. I believe this is it. I don't know. Let's try it. Let's see if that works. Okay, here we go. I do believe this is it. So let's take a look at this now. This is from Mysterious Unexplained Paranormal. A lot of people have shown this. So here you see a UFO, clearly. Or it could be a blimp, I suppose. There is one flying, a saucer flying. And they show some other kind of very dark footage. Supposed to be supposedly some crash site. I don't know if that's supposed to be Roswell or what. Kind of hard to see, kind of hard to make out any of this. But then it comes to this part. Now this is the part of, this is Skinny Bob. This is a real, hi Radx, thank you for the super chat. So we're looking at an actual alien, according to Bernie Mendez. He said that Skinny Bob is such a nice guy that he's the only extraterrestrial that can come and go as he pleases. Skinny Bob, real extraterrestrial. Isn't that phenomenal? Isn't that just amazing? Absolutely amazing. And then they show this footage, which shows a color film of a number of extraterrestrials that notice the camera filming and then it stops. There's a story behind that footage if it's true. But what do you think about that, folks? Isn't that just something else? Let's see what Radx has to say. 1972 Operation Popeye. When someone tells you chemtrails are not real, then why did the CIA admit to it and shut the program down in 1972? Good question. Very good question. all of the 1972 anomalies. Very, very interesting, I must say. Very interesting. You know, but the 70s were, there was a heck of a lot going on in the 70s, you know, more than people know. I think a lot of people were really, really trying to bring a lot of truth forward in the 70s. And what we had, who was that music industry whistleblower? What was his name? John Todd? Is that the guy? Yeah, look him up. Radix 172, the deleted comment I was trying to leave you was geomatrix.org. Yeah. Put in a 172, second item down under Jewish gematria is Aaron. Wow. I do go onto that gematria quite often. I used to. That's interesting. Aaron. Yeah. Hey, Jacob, how's it going? Good to see you in here. Hey, Dark Brain. Wow. Yeah, that gematria is something else, man. There's something to all that. Okay, Dark Brain says that footage looked legit. It's a real thing, I suppose. It could be a suit, but it looks to be real. Yeah, it really, really does. And I haven't, you know, I haven't seen any credible debunking of it. Some people make a living of debunking, and I just think that's a waste of time. The one thing that I say that, and then I say this. I was watching Third Phase of Moon the other day with Blake Cousins. You probably know the site. And they played some footage of a UFO. And it was very similar to a craft that was filmed by Billy Meyer in the 70s. Well, I made comment last episode about it, and I hadn't looked into it at the time, but I have looked into it now. And I found the video, the actual footage from Billy Meyer. It was Billy Meyer footage from the 70s. Someone's pawning it off as recently shot. Same glint, same sun glint, everything. And I got a picture of the craft, what the craft looked like. It's not like your typical alien craft. It's a little bit different. Billy Meyer seemed to capture this one a lot. And there it is, if you can see it. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, very oddly shaped, very strange. But so the footage was a craft. This craft or a craft very similar to it, going overhead, going right over the filmer. In this case, being Billy Meyer. But so I messaged Third Phase of Moon, and I showed them. I sent them a copy of a link to the video, the Billy Meyer video, and the minute count. It's like the 7-minute mark, and told them that was actually Billy Meyer footage. Someone's passing it off as modern footage. They can't get their own, so they try to take that. But so I hope Blake Cousins gets that message. I don't know how often he checks his Facebook page. Probably has people do that for him. But yeah, that's the craft. And how you like that? Oh, Red Pill just went live? Oh no. I just checked before I went on to make sure he wasn't. Oh darn, I was trying tell him I apologize. Wow. And it does look old-fashioned, doesn't it? It looks like, it actually looks like someone made it, like it's some kind of Hudson Hornet hubcap. welded together or something. Old-fashioned top, yeah. It looks like something like that for sure. Definitely. Yeah. But yeah, Skinny Bob, man. So, friends, this is like amazing. We have footage of an actual alien. It's crazy. And it's verified by Bernie Mendez. Now, what if we find out it's a hoax? What if someone comes out and there's irrefutable evidence that it's a hoax? Well, I highly doubt it. No one's making any money off of it. So, I don't know. Yeah, I don't blame you, Dark Brain. Go take care of Red Pill. He's got a more important show. He's got Dr. Tenpenny. Wow. Wow. You might need to cut this a little short, friends. So I might want to go watch that. Let's see here. All right. But yeah, I just thought that was neat. And, you know, I'm going to show it one more time if you don't mind, because it's just that spectacular. Wouldn't you say? I would say. Okay. All right, where did it run off to? Well, it looks like it kind of, oh, there it is. Here it is. And after this, I got something else I want to show you. And we might make this a short show since my buddy, hey, Austin from Knoxville, Tennessee. Good to see you. Austin Morris from Knoxville, Tennessee. Very cool. Tennessee. Yeah. I was in Tennessee once. Very, very hot in the summertime. Very humid in Memphis. That's where I went. So, okay, we get back here to this. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're going to watch it again. Good dog. So yeah, there's Skinny Bob. Where's the sound? Sound isn't playing. But there he is. Look at those hands. I mean, those look real. I mean, I don't know how you fake something like this. His suit isn't really super, you know, tight fitting like you'd think an alien would have. But he also has eyelids, which you wouldn't expect an alien to have. Isn't that strange? I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. Anyone have a clue of what that might be, that last little part? I don't know. Very strange, wouldn't you say? Oh, the interview is pre-recorded. He'll do live call-ins later. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, that's good to know. All right. Well, we might make this a little bit shorter than usual. We'll keep going for a while here. I got some more things I want to show y'all. Did you all see that a couple shows ago, I played a footage from 1902 of a train, of a flying train in Germany, a suspended train. Did you see that? So, oh, lordy, lordy. Look who's 40. Oh, there's too much on my desktop. I'll just look at it here till it gets up. So now, if you saw that episode where I showed this footage of the train, there's a one point in the train, and I freeze framed it, or I took a screenshot of it here so you could see. Now, if you look down on the bottom right, as the train is making the corner, there's some people on the sidewalk there. And you can see two boys walking behind two men. And the two boys are walking with two giant wheels. And I'm trying to figure out what this is. Okay. And so I got a close-up picture of it. And it just shows it so briefly, but they're rolling it along. It's very strange. I'm trying to figure out what it is. I've never seen, okay. Is that the best picture I got of it? Is this the best picture I got of it? Let's see. I can't see it. There it is. Is that it? That's not it. All right. I'll wait here until it comes on and talk about it. Now it's two wheels. I'm thinking, is that some kind of toy? I mean, Ferris wheels were popular around the turn of the century. Was it some kind of like a Ferris wheel toy you could bring around and roll around with you? Or were they just repairing a couple of wheels, like carriage wheels, and they're just rolling them home behind their dads? Have you ever seen anything like that before? Anybody? Air suspension. Yeah, compressed or air suspension. Yeah, I don't know, man. Look at that. Isn't that freaky? I don't know. I don't know what it is. Do they maybe attach them to so you can roll them home? Maybe that's, carriage wheels that were repaired. They gotta, sometimes the metal gets worn and they have to repair the things. I don't know. It's very different. Yeah, double wheel. It's a double wheel. And, I don't know. First I thought it was a toy, but the more I think about it, it's like maybe it's just something mundane, like it's 1902. Maybe they don't have a car. Maybe that's why they're walking. And they went to go get these, maybe they're taking these wheels to go get them repaired or taking them back after they were repaired. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so, okay. Maybe we could take a call or two. Let me get the, there we go. Here it is. I got it. Oh, you know what we're missing? We're missing our wonderful music, aren't we? Yes. So I don't know how wonderful it is, but there's the meeting. Let's get that music rolling, shall we? Turn it down. Okay, now we're cooking with Crisco. Is that too loud? Can I get a 5x5 in the chat? Is that too loud? So that's a mystery. What are these wheels? If you can think of anything, please share your ideas because it's intriguing to me. Constantinoga wagon wheels? I'm not sure if I know what that is. 5x5. Oh, good. The music is okay, not too loud. All right. 5x5. Awesome. Awesome possum. Very cool. Yeah. So that's an intriguing thing, you know, it's something that was caught by chance on a video in 1902. I thought, wagon wheels. Yeah, that might be just wagon wheels. Oh, some kind of old toy. Wow, maybe we should revive it. And, you know, maybe the kids of today would really like that. Yeah, maybe there's like a little handle they're each holding and they could sit on and roll down hills. That sounds dangerous. Wild West, yeah. Something wild. I don't know if I would trust two kids with wagon wheels though. Oh wow. Thank you, Catherine Weiss, for that very generous super chat. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. So we got 2 super chats tonight so far. That's fantastic. You know, that really helps keep the wolf away from the door here. Keeps the lights on and the Zoom bill paid. And everything like that. Okay, thank you so much. Hi, Cassandra. Good to see you here. Yes, so I thought that was really interesting. Thanks again, Kathy. That's amazing. Very generous of you. Thank you so much. Big friend of the program here. All right. Boy, the thunder is really racing out here. I wanted to show something. Now, I've shown this on the show before, but I want to just show you again because I think this is like super darn amazing. And this has to do with William Tompkins. Now, William Tompkins was in an underground facility, a viewing facility, watching the moon landing. And they got this footage before the public, and they, you know, either okayed it or flagged it. And this is what they flagged. This is what this is exactly what the astronauts saw. And ham radio operators heard the astronauts saying, "Oh my God, they're huge. They're lining up on the edge of the crater. They're huge." And you know, mission control is like, we know. Point the camera away. Stop talking about it. But ham radio operators were recording this. So we knew since 1969, or some of us knew, or some of us had an inkling because of these hundreds of ham radio operators who recorded it. We knew what the recording was. However, we did not know what they saw until a miraculous thing happened. And that was when William Mills Tompkins broke onto the scene at age 94 to talk about his experience in the think tanks, helping to get us to the moon, and doing all kinds of top secret stuff for the Navy. And this is what he saw. That's his sketch on the top. That's what he sketched. That's exactly what he saw. And they, of course, did not let that go through to the public. There was a loss of communication that they were imagining or pretending until they could get the astronauts to stop filming what they should have kept filming. Now, if Mission Control had not kept this from us, this day would have been much more monumental than just landing on the moon. Not only did we land on the moon with help of extraterrestrials, according to William Tompkins, but they were also there watching us. This is phenomenal, people. Because here's something we've had the audio for decades, since the 60s, 69. That audio exists. You can find it on the intranet. But now we know what they saw because William Tompkins saw it, and thank goodness he's an artist, so he drew it. I took his sketch, and below I took a picture of the moon, and I just traced over his drawings, made them look a little bit more like what they might look like. I'm not sure, but I did the best I could. Okay, but that's an amazing thing. I just don't think people understand or realize how incredible this event was in reality. And how dare the people at NASA and the people in control of this information, how dare they keep it from us? And why did it take so long for us to find out, and not even officially from a whistleblower? You know? So the idea that they're going to tell us anything, it's like, no, they're not going to. So listen to the whistleblowers. They are the only ones who are going to give you anything. And just use your discernment. But yeah. Cool workup of original. Thank you, Jerry. Hey, Ralph, how you doing? I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're feeling just fine and dandy. Yes. We're sending out healing energy to all of our friends that need it. And right over here, you see the moon up, or the Earth, which looks like a moon, but of course, it's the Earth. And I found an actual picture of the Earth, and I used that in that picture. So that's really the Earth and the moon in that picture. Okay. All right. So that's what that is. How do you like that? I love that picture that he drew. That's why I wanted to, highlight it, because I might put that on a t-shirt. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Also, friends, I want to show you, I'm doing some sketching for my little comic that I'm working on. This is the bad guy. He's a pretty bad guy. So yeah, he's all in black there. He's definitely a bad guy. So I'm working on some pages of the old comic, which will come out in about 100 years. Oh, thank you, Cassandra. Yeah. Yeah, so we're working on that, trying to get it out there. I also have another children's book I'll be releasing shortly too. Hopefully I will soon. All these projects, and which one do you work on first, right? They're all interesting, but you can't do them all at the same time. You got to do one at a time, right? I got comic book ideas, I got children's book ideas, I got animation, movie ideas. Okay, all righty then. So here is, I think I shared this before, but oh, thank you, Cassandra. Thank you, Mud Rabbit. Oh, Jerry has a good quote to go on a t-shirt. What's the quote? Oh. I'm not sure. So here is another kind of a frame for that comic, for that graphic novel. And that's Timex, and that's actually played by me. That's actually me. So I get to draw myself, traveling back and forth through time. So that's what that is. That's what that is. And so here is me in that suit. Okay. Timex suit. So yeah, it's a lot of fun and everything else like that. But yeah, a lot of fun. Thank you very much, everybody, for all of the kind words. What would Timeax's voice sound like? Well, it's me. Probably a lot like my voice. Maybe I talk a little bit deeper when I'm, you know, the superhero guy, right? Something like that. There he is. Bigger than Dallas. And let's see. Where is it? Okay, here is a another picture of the suit. There it is. That's got the bulletproof face mask on it, so that you're impervious to everything. So no matter what Eric Thorne tries to, no matter what Darkseid tries to throw my way, I've got it covered. Oh, like a Memphis accent with a musical quality to it. Yeah, wink, wink. There you go. Yes, Andrew Bashago is coming back. He'll be on the show on the 5th of September. And we're looking at getting Corey Good back on again, too. Soon. Maybe shortly after that. Corey's going to be on again. We're hammering out the details of that. Yeah, don't give away my secret identity, for heaven's sakes. Thanks, Cassandra. Yeah, it's kind of fun, huh? Yeah. And the logo is a T and an M, so Timex. The movie's going to be called Time Warriors, though. Time Warriors. So here's Max caught in a time warp. He's warping through time, and he's in a time warp there. So it's very painful. That's why I need the suit to contain my body during the treacherous time travel that happens with that high electricity and all that antimatter. It's a crazy thing, but that's what happens. You get all twisted about and can be a little painful. That's why it helps to be a tough Irishman like myself, impervious to pain. Not totally impervious, but pain is my friend. Yes. Pain is my friend. Never leaves me. There's another possible frame for the, working on a frame for the comic Times Square, of course. There's Timex, of course. He's everywhere. Any time period you can think of, there he is. Trying to straighten out that timeline. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Yeah, good idea, Austin. Adamantium, can't even say it, armor. Yes, adamantium. Yes, yes, indeed. For sure. Yes, yes, yes. Screen share. And okay, so here I am, of course, on a ship, and with the planets in the background, of course, right? And how lovely is that? Nice little scene, space scene for you there. Yeah, there I am out there in the wild void. In the void. That's where I like to be. Up and at 'em, Adamant. There you go. Hey, say that 5 times fast, huh, Jerry? All right. It's a little bit blurry, isn't it? But there I am out in space. Yeah, hard to get a clear picture out there when you're in deep space. Superpowers? The only superpower that Timex has is the ability to travel back and forth through time. He has developed these time bombs where he throws them at the feet of someone and they get blasted back to whatever time they get blasted back to. What do you set it for? So yeah, it's a pretty cool story. And I'll be sharing it with you once I get the thing finished here. So there you go. Actually, I'm working on a new suit now too, because there's going to be many different suits because he travels back and forth through time. So here I am wearing the suit at the daycare that I worked at. Okay, I was the head teacher of the daycare of the Rainbow Room. And you can see in the background here, there's some alien heads we made out of paper plates, and we did all kinds of fun stuff. 3.5 to 4-year-olds. It was my class. It was a lot of fun. And so this was Halloween. So I came dressed as Timex. So there it is. And the kids loved it. They thought it was pretty cool. So that's a lot of fun working with kids. It doesn't pay very well, but if you want to do really good work, I think working with kids is, I mean, they need role models a lot. I mean, they need good people to be in their lives. So if you can, you know, I don't know. Kids need help, you know, kids need help. Not a lot of help, but, you know, they just need space to be happy and free and without any bad stuff. Thanks, Cassandra. Sesame Street. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Sesame Street. Yeah, it was a strange show, you know. I guess to people in New York, it looks like a normal neighborhood, but to me, it's like, it didn't look like any neighborhood I'd ever seen. We grew up in the suburbs, so it was like some strange place to me. But yeah. Oh, you know what, friends? Something happened today. I was out getting gas today at the gas station, and I got out of my car and I saw my old dentist, Joel Eggert, and he was getting in his car ready to leave. He just finished gassing. I hadn't started gassing yet. I went over to him, and I hadn't seen him in a couple years, and so I talked to him for a while, and I said, you know what, I owe you money, and I sadly, ran into money problems, and I owed him some money, so I opened up my wallet and I gave him what I had in there. I gave him about $100 cash, and I still have more to go to pay him off, but I will soon. And you know what? He told me a sad story. He said there's a lot of people who still owe him money. He's been retired for a number of years now. And so I just urge everybody, if you owe somebody in your town some money, do what you can to pay them back. They work hard. And if, I don't like owing any money, and I really don't owe very much money at all. He's the only person I owe money to. So it felt good to do that. So if you can do that too, we need to all, pay it forward and help all the good people out there. He is a really good he was a very good dentist. He was very reasonably priced and a good person. So if someone's really working hard and doing their job, they deserve to get paid. They deserve to get paid. So anybody else in the Door County area that hears this, help Joel out, because he's, too nice to ask for it, and just a super nice guy. And, he told a story. It's a story he told a lot when I came in to get my teeth done. Years ago, I was contacted by this band, Door County, what's it called? Door County Symphonic, I think. And it's a symphony band. And they wanted to do something at the school. They wanted to do a couple Elvis songs. So they had me come in and ask me if I would do a couple songs. I said, sure. And so Joel always lights up and talks about these. He said, oh, I'll never forget that day. He said, you walked in that gold lame suit, and you turned around and looked at the band and said, hit it, fellas. And then he goes, we didn't even practice. And it went off without a hitch. And so he just really, really loved that moment. And so that was a lot of fun. I think over the years of doing all the Elvis shows I've done, and people, Elvis fans are such nice people, just such good-hearted people, that this guy's just a sweetheart, and so yeah, felt good to pay that money. Good thing I had some money with me. So yeah. Thank you, Joel, for all the work you did, and I hope that you have a comfortable retirement. And I hope everybody does. So yeah, we need to, I don't like to admit that I owe anybody any money, but it's good to fix all that stuff. When they say do the inner work, it's a lot of that kind of stuff too, right? Right? Golden suit, yeah. You know what? Let me see if I can find a picture of me in that suit. That sounds good. Okay. All right. Where is it? I know I have one on here somewhere, folks. It's just loading real fast, slow, I mean. It's slowing down here. Okay, they're all opening up. And I got a lot of them in the white jumpsuit. Where are the ones in the gold lame? Maybe they're on my other computer. Maybe they're on my other computer. We'll give it another couple seconds here. Well, you know what? Here is a picture of me in that gold lame suit. All right. We found a good picture. Folks, this was an amazing day in New York City. Share screen. So there I was in Manhattan on the streets of New York City, singing You're So Square and throwing out my super cubes. Now, this gentleman right here demonstrating my yo-top. It's a yo-yo and a spinning top in one. This is the legendary Peppy Willie. Yes, folks, the amazing Peppy Willie is wearing one of my shirts with my love bugs on it. And there I am in the gold lame suit, singing You're So Square and throwing super cubes right in front of the toy building, 205th Avenue. And I had 6 different agencies stop me and offer me jobs that day. Oh yeah, with my daughter when she was 3. Yes, I remember showing that now. Yes, thanks, Dark Brain. But yeah, that was now what year was that? I think that was 1990 in New York City. And yeah, something else, man. Something else. So that was a great little time there. Show that one. All right, so that's it. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was a whole lot of fun, and there was a lot of people there. There was like 40 to 100,000 people coming to the International Toy Fair every year. It's about a week long. Used to be 2 weeks long. They shortened it. Yeah, the street show looks well. Now the cops came and warned us, because we didn't have a permit. But yeah, but we kept saying, "Oh yeah, we got a guy down. He's trying to get it. He's down. This is for the show. Or we got a guy trying to get the permit." And so we ended up not having to get a permit. Oh, you love the shoes? I got those shoes in New York. Those are amazing shoes, and the heel broke off on one of them. I got to find a cobbler, because those are like the coolest dancing shoes I got. They're really, really cool. They're very comfortable too. Some dancing shoes are not comfortable. These dancing shoes are super comfortable. But yeah, that was Peppy Willie. He was like the New York City champion yo-yoer back in the 70s. So, and now he lived in Minnesota. So he came with me. I invited him to come to Toy Fair with me to demonstrate the yo-top, because he was so good at the yo-yo. and he knows New York. And so I remember I was rooming with him. We had shared a hotel, and he made the comment, he goes, you know, Elvis, he called me Elvis. He goes, you're a much better roommate than Prince was. I said, really? What? Really? What do you mean? He goes, oh yeah, you know, Prince just, you know, he'd leave messes everywhere and expect everyone to pick up after him. I said, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, you're a much better roommate than Prince was. Because Pepe's the guy that taught Prince how to write, how to put songs together. And he's got the very first recordings that Prince did, Pepe owns. It's wild guitar solos. 16-year-old Prince. The very first things that Prince ever put down, he's got them still. I hope he does something soon with them. He said he was gonna. But so yeah, Pepe Willie, look him up. He's done some videos in recent years, and it's a very interesting guy. I'm glad he's come forward and told his story. But he's such a gracious guy and such a helpful guy too. I mean, he's so nice. I mean, while we were there, I said, Pepe, you know, maybe we can get you a gig down here. He goes, no, man, this is all you. This is for you, man. And I thought, wow, this guy is top notch. He is just a top notch guy. Really, really interesting guy. So I encourage you to look him up. Pepe Willie. Pepe Willie. He did an album. Check it out. It's called Minneapolis Genius. It features 16-year-old Prince on it, on the album. Just Another Sucker. That's a great song. So if you listen to the song Just Another Sucker, Prince was doing the keyboard and some of the backing vocals for it, and I think guitar or something too. And when he got it done, he called up Pepe. But Pepe said, he called me at 3 a.m. He said, hey, Pepe, I got Just Another Suckers in the can. And he's like, Prince, it's like 3 a.m. Can you please call me in the morning when it's like daylight? He was so excited that he got it done. But yeah, Prince was an amazing, amazing talent. I mean, there'll never be anything like him, never has, never will be. Of course, that's everybody's an individual, right? But yeah, he was incredible. I saw Prince in Boston, across the street from Fenway Park at a little club, 200 people. And he was on a platform. It was about 3 or 4 feet up in the air. And it was like somebody put a statue on or something. And he's up there on top of this thing. And it's about 12 inches in diameter, if that. And he's spinning around at some kind of freaky RPMs. And he jumps off of this thing. It's already like 3 or 4 feet in the air. He jumps off into the air, lands in a full splits. And then without using his hands, he just stands back up, just, you know, brought his feet back together. And I mean, who can do this? I mean, he wore out his hips. He had to have hip replacement in later years, but I've never seen anybody do anything like that. He's an amazing performer, and, you know, and related to my friend, if he's still in the chat, Corbin Phoenix. So yeah, there it is. New York City, baby. I like New York. New York is a fun place to visit, but it's nice when you get out of there and go back to the Midwest, you know? You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, you were in New York City, April 89? Yeah, I was there. Toy Fair is usually in February. It's in February. So I was there in February 89 at the Javits Center, and I was there in 90 right there at the Toy Center at 205th Avenue. Super show off. Yeah, Prince was a super show off for sure. Yeah, he was incredible. And he had over 5,000 finished songs in his vault that they will probably never release. You know, they should be doing a once a month dump, like 25 songs a month or something. Did Chuck Berry do something like the guitar splits? For the time when I saw him on that pedestal, he didn't have a guitar at that point. So when he jumped off, he didn't have a guitar when he jumped. But yeah, when Prince was like 3 years old, his dad put him on stage at First Avenue up with what's his name? The Godfather of Soul. What's his name? Oh, I always forget his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. I feel good, like I knew that I would now. That guy. What's his name? Oh, I know his name. I hate when that happens. You know what? James Brown. James Brown. That's it. James Brown. So he's on stage with James Brown. Now, if you watch him, now James Brown does those splits too. And James Brown, yes, thank you. Thank you, Ralph. And thank you, Jerry. Yeah, James Brown. Yeah, so he's on the stage dancing with James Brown at age 3. You think that had something to do with his development? I think so. Yeah, he's a phenomenal guy. I mean, I still can't believe he's gone. Not fair. Yeah, he was incredible. I saw him a few times live, and it was, in my mind, to me, the crown king went from Elvis to Prince at that moment when I saw him. Incredible. So yeah, you know, James Brown did a lot with the microphone, swinging it back and forth, and you know, doing the splits and shuffling with his feet a lot. So, and Prince did a lot of those same type of moves. And you know, Prince would do this crazy bounce thing with his microphone. He would like bounce it on the ground and catch it on the way back up. And big ego, small body. You talking about Prince? You know, Prince used to get beat up a lot and teased about being short when he was a kid. And when he found out that when he started to like play instruments around people, that took the attention away from him being short, and they focused on his music. And that's one of the reasons he went headfirst into music, because you know, it allowed him to bypass that idea of him being short and being beat up over it and things like this. So yeah. Yeah, Prince had some neat lyrics. He sure did. Yeah. Okay, I'm just checking and see if there's nobody into the queue yet. If you want to call in, you know, feel free to call in. You know what I'm going to do is, all right. That'd be too much. I don't know. Thank you so much for all being here, friends. I really appreciate each and every one of you. 2:37. Oh, that's not good. Okay. And then if you want to snail mail me, here's my snail mail with my email. Oh, there's a, I should have put a space in there. Let me try that again. Okay. I wonder if it'll let me do that. I think that's it. Yeah, okay, let's see if that worked. Yeah, Prince was very short, but you know, but he was a giant in the music industry. He really changed. He wrote Sheena Easton's biggest hit. He wrote Human League's biggest hit. He wrote Sinead O'Connor, one of Sinead O'Connor's biggest hits. He changed music. He wrote songs for everybody. I mean, this guy, no one's ever affected music, I think, as much as maybe Elvis. I mean, but Elvis didn't write anything. So I think you can make a case that Prince was by far the most creative force in music that we've ever seen. And if you look at his songs, the way he wrote his songs, it was all in one sitting. It's all long, you know, cursive, all very neat. Oh, thank you, Julie. Oh, I love you all too. I love you all too. I love it at the Trump rallies where they say, "We love you," and then Trump says, "I love you too." That is so touching. I mean, have you ever seen anything like it before? I mean, I've never seen anything like that before. The Family. Oh yeah, The Family. He wrote for The Family. Yeah, and he wrote for Vanity Six and Apollonia and The Time. He wrote all the Times music. Now, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis took over the writing, but they learned everything they learned from Prince. And of course, they produced Janet Jackson, but they always gave credit to Prince for any of their success. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Of course, they brought. I remember when they brought Janet Jackson around Minneapolis, saying she's going to be the next big thing, and people are like going, "What? Janet Jackson? What?" And she was. They made it happen with that Prince magic, that Minneapolis sound. And you know, when Prince was, before he made any of his movies, he told his managers, he said, "Get me a movie deal. Get me a movie deal or you're fired." Yes, he spoke out on chemtrails too. Yes. Yeah. And he never voted. He is a Jehovah's Witness, so he never voted. So, but a very talented man. If you want to see a great video, look up. And, you know, Prince did something when he was around. You couldn't see Prince on the internet. You couldn't see any of his performances because he would be there scouring the internet, flagging them all, taking them all down. So that's the only silver lining in having him gone is now we can watch him on the internet, but that's, we'd rather have him alive. So yeah, I Oh, you wanted to go to the Coleman rally so bad, but ended up not going. Just 45 minutes away, 45 minutes away. Well, maybe next time. Yes, he did drop the name Prince in Austin and replaced it with a symbol, with an unpronounceable symbol, which was a brilliant move because he wanted to get out of his contract with Warner Brothers, and the only way to do it was to die. So he killed off that name Prince and became a symbol, and it was brilliant in many different ways. It put him on an end cap because you couldn't alphabetize him because it was a symbol. So you had to put him on an end cap. What's the best place for a record? An end cap. Brilliant. It was a brilliant, brilliant move. Yeah. Yeah. Michael Jackson wanted Prince in one of his videos, but Prince did not like what Michael Jackson wanted him to say to him. So he wasn't having any of that. Nope. Wasn't going to do it. Sorry. Yeah. You know, people try to compare Prince and Michael Jackson. You really can't compare them. They're two completely different people, different styles of music. I can tell you one thing. When Prince was a young boy growing up in Minneapolis and going to school in Minneapolis. Hey, provisional. How you doing? When he was going to school in Minneapolis, what was I going to say? Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. But I do know that when his managers finally did get him a movie contract, a movie deal with Warner Brothers for Purple Rain, okay, they said, okay, we'll film it in LA or someplace in California. And Prince said, no, it has to be in Minneapolis. And they're like going, what? Well, maybe New York or California. No. Has to be Minneapolis. And they're like, the movie people are going, what? This is supposed to be some movie about music. Well, Minneapolis isn't really a music hub. Well, actually it is. And he made it more so by insisting on having it there. And I'm glad that he did. I'm really glad that he did. It was so cool because I was watching in a theater, first time watching Purple Rain when it came out in Minnetonka, Minnesota. And when he said Lake Minnetonka, everyone in the theater was roaring. Like, yes, he put us on the map. Minnetonka. So cool. So yeah, so Michael Jackson, I remember what I was going to say now. Michael Jackson. So when Prince was a young kid in school, there were some black kids, and a lot of the friends the black friends that Prince was hanging out with, they would try to get their hair to be like as round as they could, to be like the Jackson 5, like the Jacksons. They tried to get, the round afro, as round as they could. So their Prince was trying to look like the Jacksons. And then Michael Jackson wanting Prince to be in one of his videos, but Prince saying no. I think Prince would have if it would have been a different part, saying something different. It was questionable, let's just say. Questionable. He wasn't going to say those words. It wasn't going to be happening. So yeah, froze. Yeah, froze. And what's interesting is towards the end of Prince's career, he did go back to the fro and he was trying to get that round again. Did you notice that? And he had that third eye sunglasses. He's got the sunglasses with the third eye. Very cool. Yeah, he was, it it was fun running into him in downtown Minneapolis a few times. I met him a couple times. Just a nice guy, super nice guy. Super nice guy, for sure. But apparently a messy roommate, according to Peppy. I want to show this again, just to put the spotlight back on Skinny Bob, because Skinny Bob is a pretty cool guy, a nice guy. Such a nice guy that he can come and go as he pleases. Apparently. That needs to be caught up. There he is. Isn't that wonderful? Very realistic looking, isn't it? Now, Skinny Bob, you know what? He could probably paint his head to make it look like an afro. What do you think? That's a pretty round one. Maybe you could just like flock his head or get some, you know, glue some fuzz to the outer part of it. Yes, Dark Brain. I agree with you completely. And I thought the same thing when I first saw that video, and it came out a couple years ago. Was Paul based on Skinny Bob? Might have been. I don't know. I don't know if Skinny Bob actually talks. I'm working on getting Bernie Mendez on the show, and I'm going to ask him a lot of those questions. So keep your fingers crossed for getting Bernie on, because he knew this guy and he had interactions with him. I'm anxious to hear from him if Skinny Bob was from the same group that was asking about why they're seeing wars on our transmissions, but then they can't find the war when they go around our planet. Well, it's because those are fiction movies, is what Bernie told them. And they were confused by that because they'd never heard of fiction before. So I'm wondering if it was that Skinny Bob's people, or maybe Skinny Bob is only one. Maybe there's no other ones like Skinny Bob. I don't know. But he does look very natural. Look how thick that neck is. It's like in the center of the head where a neck would be. It does not look like someone wearing a mask. It looks very real. And when I first saw it, I thought, well, this looks really real. I mean, I'm really curious about this. And then when Bernie Mendez came out, I went, wow. That's... So it's either a real alien and it's really Skinny Bob, or it's a fake that's so close that it fooled someone who knows him. So I'd say it's real. I'm going to go out on a limb. Hey, Corbin Phoenix is cracking up. Yeah. Probably about the Skinny Bob's head. Yes, several different kinds of grays. Yes. I'm not even sure if Skinny Bob is a gray, you know. This is a black and white film. We don't know what tone his skin is. This is better, Dennison said. It looks real. Yeah, he looks totally real. And he looks like a really nice guy, doesn't he? He looks like a friendly kind of a guy. Kind of the guy you want to have to be your neighbor, right? Hey, Skinny Bob, what are you barbecuing over there? Maybe we don't want to know what you're barbecuing over there. Right? I want to thank you, Mr. Dennison, for that book that you sent me. Thanks again. That was awesome. I should have you on to talk about that sometime. Those white lines are confusing. I wonder why they named him Paul in the movie. I don't know. And the white lines are confusing. White lines? The book? I have not read it yet, but if you're coming on the show, I'll read it, okay? All right, I'll read it. Okay. Anytime. All right, Mr. Dennison. Very cool. I know I saw you on the Red Pills show. Yeah, he sent me the book. Very cool. Yeah. So there. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to share something with you folks here. This is a page from my coloring book, Color Door County. And this is flowers. And if you're looking for a way to de-stress, coloring is a great way to de-stress. You can take a screenshot of the screen there and you can color that. It's a lot of fun. Doesn't take very long and it will bliss you out. You'll be all relaxed and you'll have a masterpiece when you're done, right? Am I zooming tonight? I'm zooming now. Do you want to come on right now and talk about it? I can, let's see. Drop the code in there again. Is it going to let me? Nope, that's not it. So yeah, call in now. You can talk about it. I haven't read the book yet, though. I gotta see if I can figure out how to get this in here. Aha, I had to re-highlight it. That's what it was. Yeah, call in now, Mr. Dennison. There you go. There's the Zoom link. And yeah. Let me see here. I'll let you look at this for a while I go grab that book. How does that sound? Because if he's going to call in, I want to have it. Be right back. Okay, we're back. Here's the book, Redemption, by Tony Dennison, right? He's a famous guy and he's in the chat right now. And he's got this book. Okay. The truth about the priory has never been made public, edited. Jubal 2020. Okay. All right. Wow, the first chapter is called Jail, then Hunt, Atlas, The Cleanup, Atlas 2, Clayton, Island, Report, Island 1, Island 2. So it looks pretty good. It looks interesting. Yeah, good little book. Looks like a good book. I wish I had read it, but you feel free to call in, buddy, if you want to talk now. Are you trying to zoom in? Okay, good. I'll watch for you. Watching for you. Yeah. Well, maybe we can talk about the things in the book that are least likely to get us bumped off here. Oh, and here he is here. There's a picture of him in there. Says invalid passcode. Really? Oh, let me see. Try this. Try this. Copy. Try that. Sorry about that. It might be because I changed the title, but I don't know why it does that sometimes. Sometimes it does that. Hopefully that will work. Hope that works for you. Oh. Oh yeah, the 0 is the one tap. Yeah. For some reason, when I put those links in, it crunches everything together. I don't know why it does that. So I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that must have been what it was, Mud Rabbit. Thanks for figuring that out. Oh, there he is. Let's see what he has to say. Tony. Well, welcome to the show, Tony. There he is. Okay. You'll have to unmute yourself. Hi. Let me turn the music off here. All right. So you have to unmute yourself. Let me see. Tony. Doesn't show anything. Down in the left-hand corner, there, when you put your,
All right.
there it is. Okay, you got it.
All right.
All right. Glad to see
Hey.
you. You have to unmute yourself. Uh-oh,
Let me
see. Tony.
I'm getting a loop.
Is that from you or me? I think it's from you.
I don't have anything else on. So.
It doesn't show anything. Down in the left-hand corner,
yeah.
When you put your,
all right.
there it is. Okay, you got it. All right. All right. Glad to see you. You have to unmute yourself. Uh-oh, let me see. Tony.
I'm getting a loop.
Is that from you or me? I think it's from you.
I don't have anything else on. So.
It doesn't show anything. Down in the left-hand corner,
yeah.
When you put your, you have to mute the stream, Tony.
All right.
Where you're listening to the YouTube. Just listen through the Zoom. Something's weird. Okay, ask to unmute. I'm asking you to unmute.
All right.
There we are. No feedback loop.
I am terrible at technology, man.
Join the club. We're all.
You're not as bad as I am.
If you're if you're under 12, you're not good at electronics. Everyone else.
Well, I'll tell you, even not that long ago, when my in-laws, they would always have us do their computer stuff, and I'd have to explain to them it's not a toaster. But now I feel like it's a toaster now. I don't know if it's gotten more complex or I've lost more brain power. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It's a challenge. For some reason, young kids have an easy time with it. I don't know.
You know, I haven't seen you for a while because I usually don't use YouTube at all. And I've been trying to find you on Rumble. And I saw you had your brother's car, you know, the garage and stuff like that.
I've been slowly moving my shows over to Rumble, but I have a memory storage problem, so I have to resolve that. I'm at my limit.
Are you saying you just keep forgetting to do it?
No, I just don't have enough memory on my computer to download the 2-hour-long show, which is a lot of memory. It takes a lot of space, and so there's many shows I need to do. So I have to get some kind of external hard drive or something, or a new computer.
Well, I used to always use MacBook Pros, and when I was practicing law, because you have contracts, huge amounts of data, obviously, big contracts anyway. And since I don't do that anymore, I figured, well, I'll just get a MacBook Air because I'll never use computer power. And I started a streaming channel on Rumble, and it's not doing so well with the MacBook Air. You know what
I'm talking about then.
Yeah.
I'm on an
even right now, I can hear the fan is running because it's too much for this little computer to do. So yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I got an iMac. I'm filming with an iMac right now, and with this just internal microphone and everything. It's just.
Well, that's what I have. Well, yeah, obviously. How old is it?
It's a 2009.
Okay.
I got it from Newegg, and I highly recommend them. I got it just like last year, and they put the new operating system on it, and it's just like a brand new computer.
Oh, really?
$125.
They put an old operating?
No, the new operating system. The new operating system.
I wonder what they did. I wonder how they did it.
I don't know, but it's a great deal, and it's a great way to have a new computer for cheap.
Yeah.
And it's not brand new, but let's talk about your book.
Yeah. So interesting things. I saw, I don't see the chat now, which is fine, but I saw someone mention it was on Amazon. Amazon is screwing me so bad. So I get emails from people that order the book, and then 2 days later, Amazon will cancel the order.
Really?
And when I go, I check the sales once a week.
Uh-huh.
And when I go, I'll see a number of reviews. There'll be like 26, 30. And then before my eyes, they switch it to 17.
Really?
It's like a Q joke. So, I mean, who knows how many reviews there are, but they won't let any of them post, because I have people
Wow.
email me and say, how long does it take for a review to post? I've sold over 2,000 records. That was a long time ago. I sold like 2,000 books, and I
Congratulations.
always have 17 reviews, but I can see the number. It's like they know when I'm looking at it. Like,
Uh-huh.
oh, he signed on, and then they get rid of all the reviews. It's so annoying.
17. Do other people see it as 17 too? Because that might actually help.
Yeah, but I want reviews. I want to hear what people think about it, you know.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what needs to happen. Is there needs to be like some kind of central review site where people can review things that aren't connected to the big.
Well, they have good reads. Unfortunately, it's Google. I think the same thing would probably happen, but
Oh,
who knows?
on the foxhole or something, get something on one of these other platforms. Who knows? That might be something to go big.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so anyway,
So
yeah,
the book is about, it's a fiction book, but it strikes a lot of truth, right? Is that right?
yeah. Maybe faction, like fact fiction. I mean,
Yeah.
the things, nothing in there actually happened that I know of, but all the pieces of the subject matter are real from what I know of research. And I grew up in a government family, in a government neighborhood, and a lot of the attitudes that we were raised with are in the book. I escaped those attitudes, luckily, but yeah, but it is fiction, definitely, except for the aliens.
Oh yeah.
Joking.
So
There are aliens in it. They're actually demons.
they're demons.
Yeah, but I was making a joke, like, well, I've seen those. No, I mean, but they are in there, and they're kind of cool.
Okay. So
But
what do they look like? What do the aliens look like?
they both look like they have sheep teeth.
Okay.
They are, I think they're about 8 feet tall, and as they eat human beings, they eat them whole. So, and then their skin kind of expands when they get stuffed, and you can see like a kid's shoe sticking out under the skin. And then when they don't eat, when they don't, very little is talked about them, but a lot of information. It's not like a lot about that, but as they go without eating, their skin becomes very saggy, and it just kind of almost drags on the ground. But they're extremely fast. And again, it's only maybe 6% of the book deals with them.
Sure.
But that's what they look like. They look like huge turds, I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So that was just totally out of your imagination, or was there something?
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll tell you what. When I was about 5, I had a very strange dream, and in the book about these monsters, and the first 2 minutes of that story in the book was from my dream when I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
So the dream was, and this was before I could read, so it's interesting. So me and my father were in the dream were walking around the back of a house in kind of like a urban suburban type of deal,
Mm-hmm.
and it was at night, and in the back of the house there are concrete steps that went up to like a storm door, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a light on above that platform at the top of the stairs, and the screen door was closed, but the inside door was open, and there were no lights on inside. And in the dream, my father told me to stay there.
Okay.
And he went in, and I was just, standing there for a while, and I was curious. I went to open the door, and when I turned around, I saw one of these monsters. In the book, there's two of them. So that's where I got the idea, but then all the rest is made up. Does that make sense?
So you saw this in your dream, or in maybe?
I didn't see the whole monster scene from the book, but just like the first minute of that part of the story,
Okay. Where's the best place to get your book? Do you have like a website, or maybe you get a bigger copy?
No, I try to get people to go to Barnes and Noble and Kobo.
And who?
Kobo, Kobo. It's a European. It's all ebooks on Kobo.
Okay, Kobo or Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble.
Because who was asking? Mud Rabbit was asking.
Yeah, Barnes and Noble. I think they'd be less likely that they cancel the orders if it's on Barnes and Noble. But I haven't had any complaints from Barnes and Noble purchasers.
Or for people in the chat, you could start your own channel and contact Tony, and he'll send you a book.
Hey, well, you know what? I read the first chapter. I read the first chapter on my Rumble account.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. Rain. Do you know Rain? WRAIN.
It sounds familiar.
She was one of the reasons I started the channel, because she just wanted me to read the book.
Oh, really?
And so she asked me a few more times, so then I did that. I did a couple weeks ago, just the first chapter.
You got a great voice for it. So you might as well, huh?
Well, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. Oh, and Dark Brain puts your Rumble channel in here. So, and the Rumble channel's in the chat there.
But I'm not going to read the whole book. You have to buy it. I might do the second chapter. Because Rain was like, just read the whole book. So I don't have an audiobook. And I'm like, well, then I won't sell any books, because who would buy it if they could just listen to it for free?
Right. Well, although I do know someone. I have a friend who wrote a book. Lawrence R. Spencer. Do you know him?
This sounds very familiar.
He's written several books, but the one book he wrote or edited is called. Oh, here it is, right here. I have it right here. How do you like that? Alien Interview by Lawrence R. Spencer.
Oh, I see. That looks so familiar.
Yeah.
Have you talked about it before?
This woman here, I interviewed him years ago.
Oh, she was the nurse at Roswell, no?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think I've read that.
Yeah, it's a fascinating book.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know if it's true or not, because he burned all the original copies. So there's no way to verify it.
I have a question for you.
Okay, what's that?
There was a book that I used to own, and it was about flying saucers from the 50s. Supposedly, these aliens, well, I don't know if that's it, but supposedly these aliens read it and corrected all the science, and then they sent it to the Pentagon. Do you remember that book? Yeah. I should have kept that. I'll tell you what, because I figured, I'll just get another one later. It was so fascinating.
This is, who is it? Flying Saucers Have Landed by Desmond Leslie and George Adamski. This is one of George Adamski's famous pictures of the UFO that he's taken.
You want something very strange? Kind of about UFOs, but not really.
1952. 52. This book is from 52.
So one time on Google Earth, okay, I was looking around the desert. I've found a lot of strange things out there. There's actually like a whole city made of old junk cars. I don't know if anyone else has come across that.
Oh, wow. It's
got lanes and stuff, and then there's like the center thing. And I haven't found it for a while, because I used to have an account on Google Earth, and I got rid of it. But anyway, I was looking around the desert. I was in Joshua Tree on Google Earth, and I found one of those little biospheres that are like shaped like an octagon, right?
Yeah.
And like 3 years later, I was in Joshua Tree and I found that house.
Wow.
I actually found, well, I mean, I looked for it, but I still think it's cool. It wasn't like it just popped into, but yeah, it was just crazy.
Wow.
I don't know. I guess it's not crazy. Actually, that's a very poor story. Never mind. Let's rewind and not do that.
So is this the first book you've ever written?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. My neighbor, oh, I guess, well, I don't know if you remember from the interview, maybe not. So I had a neighbor who was a Hollywood screenwriter, and he would ask, because I studied a lot of like esoteric, I used to, not anymore, but I studied a lot of esoteric stuff, and I was a prosecutor, so I had a lot of stories and I had a lot of little pieces of knowledge, you know. And he would, so he didn't live in Hollywood, he lived where I live, and he would fly out to Hollywood like once every 3 weeks. But he wrote, he doesn't want me to mention his name ever, but he did a few big, really big series. Anyway, he would also write books and movie screenplays. None of his movies have been published yet or bought. He's a conservative, so he keeps that really close because he wouldn't get a job again if he wasn't a communist. And he would ask me questions like, "Hey, I'm working on this story. What about this? Like, if it's illegal, what would happen in this case? What would happen in that case?"
Mm-hmm.
He asked me. He was writing a fictional book, and he asked me what could my character have that would fit in a bag, but it would make him unbelievably powerful. So I said the spear of destiny, spear of Longinus from the Christ crucifixion, where the centurion stabbed him with the spear. So I would give him little tidbits like that. And then one day he says, "Well, have you ever written anything?" I said, "No." I said, "A long time ago I tried, but it just didn't go anywhere." And then he said, "Well, this is what I want you to do. I want you to write every day for an hour for like a week, or maybe it was 10 days. I can't remember." And I thought, geez, sit down and write for an hour. I write for like 10 minutes, and it's just because I was trying to imagine it and put it on paper. And this is what he was trying to get through to me. So he says, write every day for an hour. Doesn't matter what it is, but make sure it's an hour. So I did that. And the first couple of days, well, I guess maybe the first 6 days were really tough. First week were really tough. And I worked on what ended up being the second chapter in that book. But it's been changed. It's not the same writing because it changed like 1,000 times. But then after like 10 days, I wrote like, it was like 2 hours. I was like, wow, I think I'm getting better. But then I said, so when I finished the what is the second chapter, I went to sleep and I was thinking to myself, well, what happens now? Because that was like everything I could possibly imagine in a week. And when I woke up, the next chapter was in my head. It was like my subconscious wrote it.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, and then so the next day, I figured it would take 20 minutes. I would put down what my brain had when I woke up, and it took 12 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was another chapter. And this happened for 9 months. Not every single day, but
that's the book. That's this book.
Yeah, that's the book. It was 80% of the time I would wake up and I would have the next chapter. And then I told him what was happening, and he's kind of like, yeah, that's pretty much the trick. And he says people don't talk about it, but that's how they do it. Like Stephen King, they think, wow, what an imagination. Well, his subconscious does it while he's sleeping, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's how the book happens. So I tell people, just write every day for an hour. Doesn't matter what it is. And you train your brain. Your brain's like, oh, I see what we're doing now. Okay. And it was strange. One thing that happened after about 2.5 months, the character started to feel like real entities. And it was kind of freaky. And it was kind of like, I felt like if I took a day off, I only took like 3 days off in 9 months, 12 hours every single day.
Wow.
And they started to to feel real. And it reminded me of like one of these creepy movies where the characters, you know, come to life. So I actually called my friend and I told him, I said, I feel like the characters are becoming real. And he says, do you see them? I go, no. He's like, okay, you're fine. Don't worry about it. It was really weird. And yeah, so then after I finished the book, I started to write a second book. And I just couldn't see myself sitting in the basement for another 9 months. So I put it off. And trying to get back into it. I have the other story that kind of with that book, there was no framework at all. I didn't really have any ideas, but this next book I have it's really cool. I think if I ever get it done, I got to get back into it, you know.
I know the projects that sit there, you know, I wrote a children's book while I was waiting in a dentist's office.
Yeah. About manners, right?
Yeah. Did I tell you that? I think I called in and talked about that story, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Do you have it? I'm sorry. Do you have it up for sale now or?
No, it's not up for sale yet. I have to still load it into one of these sites. I'm trying to figure out the best one where I can get a printout of a color children's picture book and also have an ebook. So I got to figure out which Create Space or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, something like that. But it's called Awesome Possum, and it teaches kids about how you're cool if you're good with your manners, basically. So yeah.
You should read a little.
Pardon?
You should read a little bit on your show.
I should, yeah. Well, I don't know where it is right now.
I mean, you don't have to do it right now. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, I do have another channel. It's called 3 a.m. Studios.
Huh.
And it's on there. I do read, where is it? I just had one here. Oh, I think I took it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I had it in my spaceship here. Oh, here.
Yeah, where'd you get the spaceship, man?
It's hovering over Wisconsin right now. So this is a book I illustrated called Papa's Place, and the book's held at children's hospitals. And so I did these. These were written by Judith C. Johnson. Now I didn't write these ones, but
Show some pictures. Did you do the inside pictures too?
yes, I did.
Okay.
There it is.
Did you do that on a computer program or?
What I did was I hand drew everything, and then I scanned the drawings into the computer, and then I redrew them in the computer, and then I digitized them in Illustrator. So it was actually a long process. It took a long time.
Yeah.
But here on Papa's bedroom, on his wall, you can see some artwork. Let me see if I can get that up there. All right. So the orange one my daughter did, it's a mummy. The blue one my son did, it's a no, my son did the mummy, my daughter did the panther. And the author's two kids did the other two art. So it's our kids' art is in the book.
Cool.
So it's cool. So it's a fun book. There's 2 books in this series. The other book I did was this, Color Door County. It's an adult coloring book. And it's got all the shading. It's all done from photographs.
When do I get my free book, man?
Photographs are on the back. Yeah, I got to send you one because you sent me one. What do you want? The coloring book or the?
Yeah, the coloring book. Yeah.
Okay, I'll send you one of those.
All right.
Yeah, groovy like a record. So now, so is there a character in the book that's like you, or who did you model these characters after?
Well, no. The characters just came
Just
like
totally
not. Yeah, I mean the first one I made up. His name is Mills, but that's not me. It was just that was just pure imagination. But the character, like even the hero of the book, I didn't think of her until months later. It just happened.
Wow.
It's really weird, you know.
It is
Yeah.
weird. It's
So none of the characters are modeled off of anyone.
wow. So what So what, without giving up too much about the book, what's like your favorite part about the book? Like what happens in here that you think is
Road trip.
road trip?
No. Well, what are the chapters around road trip?
Let me see. Road trip.
Is that in there?
Oh, there's two.
Let me get a copy of the book. Hold on.
Road trip. Okay, Bunkerville, Diplomatic, Convergence, Atlas 3, Cowboys, Emergency, Memories.
Pretty short. It's got some action in it.
Which one?
What's that?
Which one?
Road trip.
Road trip. Okay.
If I can remember, I haven't read it for a while.
221. That's cool. You sold 2,000 of these already. That's awesome, dude. Good.
Well, I'd probably sell a lot more if Amazon would stop canceling my orders.
Wow.
Because I'll tell you, people that email me, they'll read it like 5 times.
Really?
And they say they get different things out of it each time, and I'm like, really?
Wow. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Well, yeah, I wish I could make enough to to justify me sitting around and writing more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, road trip is pretty cool. I don't know. I think it's all kind of cool. Like if you go to the first sub chapter in road trip, the next morning they headed toward Kansas City on Highway 70. And then the remainder of the chapters, I think, pretty cool.
Okay.
It's only 3 pages at that point.
Nice. And I remember you saying the title Redemption. There are other books called Redemption. So make sure when you're looking for this, Redemption by Tony Dennison.
Yeah, Dennison Redemption.
D-E.
Yeah, there are like 20,000 other redemptions.
I'm going to spell this for some of our vision impaired viewers. Tony Dennison. Okay, Dennison. 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 So look that up on the intranet.
And if you do a review, I mean, if you buy it on Amazon, if they'll actually sell it to you, put the review on Barnes and Noble or Kobo, because they are not letting, they don't make money on reviews, I guess. So that a lot of books they'll let go through, but they will not let any reviews. They keep it at 17. So if you're going to do a review, go to Barnes and Noble or Kobo.
Wow.
Kobo.
Yeah, I've had some issues with Amazon myself. I was selling my game on their platform, Tetragon 2.
Oh, wow.
And they
explain
it. Oh,
yeah, because I always look for games, and it's so hard to find an interesting game.
It's a non-violent game of strategic creation. Okay, first one to create 2 of these squares out of your triangle pieces.
Yeah,
out of your same color. Make 2 of them, then you win, but the other player gets 1 more turn. So you never know who's going to win in the end. There's no capturing, no jumping. So all the pieces stay on the board. And in the end, since the other player gets another turn, there can be what looks like a tie. But sometimes a tie can be broken because on the board you can see there's a center area. There's 4, it's hard to do. If you're anywhere in here, if your tetragons or your completed squares are in here, 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 or here, there were 10 points in the end if it's a tie, and 5 points anywhere else if there's 4 tetragons on the board. So it takes about 5 minutes to play. This was actually at the Mensa Mind Games event.
Cool.
And I got a call from one of the members, Joseph Haber from New Jersey, who was there, and he played the game, and he wanted to personally thank me for sending it because he said, you know what, your game truly is a new and unique strategy game. He goes, we just don't see that here. We see like reworks of Rummy, just, packaged
Yeah.
or themed. So he was really impressed by this. So
I'll tell you what we do. Whenever we get a game, my daughter and I rewrite all the rules
yeah.
to make it interesting and difficult. Like there's a really interesting game called Corridor.
Okay. Yeah, I've
But
seen it.
yeah, but it gets really boring. So we made all these rules with dice where if you get these certain numbers, you can do these certain things.
Mm,
It makes it a lot more challenging.
maybe
And
should.
also that the dragon game, when you're in a boat, you have two boats and you're changing the path of dragons. I forgot what it's called, Tsunami or something. And it's a really beautiful game, but the way it's played, it's like for dummies, So my daughter and I made all these really complicated rules. Not really complicated, like you can't understand it, but you always make it interesting, because so many games are just so boring.
Yeah. This game, it's weird how this one came about, but I was part of a toy invention group, a group of toy inventors called Elvin Bosch in the Minneapolis area. And so we would invite toy companies to come to Minneapolis. They'd put themselves up at the Embassy Suites, and we'd schedule ourselves, every hour a different inventor would go show their inventions. And Ravensburger was coming to town, German, a really high quality German puzzle and game company.
Yeah. We have several of those.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And so a lot of these companies would put on a wish list. So they were looking for an abstract 2-player strategy game. And I thought, whoa, American toy companies never asked for that. I love 2-player strategy games. I would love to design one of those. So I was really inspired. So I sat down and I knocked this thing out, and it just fell out of my head. And it's just not that easy to design a game, but everything just fell out of my head. And even the directions on how to play it, I only had to alter the rules, just one little tweak, and it plays beautifully. It's different every time. I couldn't believe it.
So are they the publishers?
Pardon?
Are they the publishers?
Who?
The company.
I'm the publisher.
Oh, okay.
Self-published.
I thought they bought it from you.
No, I showed it. You know what? I showed this for 33 years to every major toy company and game company, and they all kept it, but no one ever did it. And then after 33 years of showing it, it was up at my shelf, and I'm looking at it going, man, that's such a good game. I got to get that out. So I worked and scraped and scrounged, and I decided to start this game company when I had zero money. I was on unemployment, $160 a week. And that's when I started my game. And in a year and a half, I put it out. I was doing yard work and all kinds of stuff to make it happen. So, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you with my book, I don't know if you saw it on the Red Pill. So when I tried to get my book published, I bought a program called Query Tracker. Okay. So you send a query letter to an agent,
right?
And you say, well, this is who I am. This is the book I wrote. Da da da. And everyone said, I watched an educational program from Great Courses on publishing, getting a book published. Talked to my friend who obviously knows how to get a book published. And they said every 12 letters you send, you will get one request for a manuscript. I sent, like they said, absolutely, whatever the book, because they don't read it, so they don't know. It's not like they can reject it. Every 12 you get a request. I sent hundreds. I sent to like every agent in the world that's on this query tracker thing. I got zero requests. So then I started, you mentioned wish list. Well, all the agents have wish list, which the publishers tell them this is what we're looking for.
Right.
All the wish lists were woke society, and anti-white, anti-male. So that's why no one ever called. So when I finished, and then finally I said I decided I had to publish it myself. And I gave a copy to my neighbor who kind of got me started. And he was like, he's like, has any agent seen this? Like, if they saw it, and I said, not one requested. He was like, he's kind of in denial about how bad things really are.
Mhm.
And that kind of woke him up a bit. I said, I didn't get one. And he thought, well, what did you send, like 5? I said, dude, I sent like 400 query letters.
Wow.
Yeah, not one response at all. So
I know why you didn't. You were sending query letters. You should have been sending queer letters.
well, that's you know what the thing is. So some friends of mine said, well, why don't you just put a gay character in it? And this is the thing, though. Like the hero of the book is a black woman. But I'm not. And they go, well, you gotta tell the agents that. I'm not telling the agents that. If they want to, because I didn't do it for that reason. It just happened that way.
Right.
Because I live in reality where black people live. And I was like, I'm not going to tell them that, because then it's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? They'll think, well, he just put that in there to get our attention. So I didn't do any of that. But
the idea that kids are somehow racist is just ridiculous. I have a friend I worked with at Hasbro. He grew up in Cincinnati, and he remembers the first time he went on a city bus, and that was the first time he ever saw a black person. And it was a very old person. And when he saw that person, he thought, oh, I guess we turn black when we get old.
your hair gets kinky.
Yeah, isn't that funny? I think that's kind of cute. That's kind of cute.
Well, the thing is, I grew up, in the country in Maryland, which is more country than as country as Georgia, my whole life. I never saw. I mean, maybe 2 or 3 times in my life, some like hillbilly would be a racist, but there was no racism, man.
No, there really wasn't.
And everyone got along. Now it's like everyone's at war, and it's all created.
Mm-hmm.
It's all bullshit.
It is. Yeah, it is. It totally is. I mean, you can't have a black president twice and say it's a racist country. I mean, it's just.
Well, none of the elections are real, so maybe you could.
Well, but I voted for him, and I wish I could take that back now. But I was really.
Your vote didn't count, man.
Huh?
Your vote didn't count. It wouldn't have mattered.
Thank goodness my vote didn't count. Good. I want it to count now. I want it to count now. But
I don't know. It makes you wonder, have any of the elections been real? I don't know.
I know. Well, every election should be audited, I think, from now on. Definitely.
And paper. You got to get rid of the machines.
Yes, get rid of the machines and film everything and document every single screen, everyone that's, I guess there won't be any screens, but all the workers should be, filmed.
And you could stream it.
Uh-huh.
So you could just, if you want to go watch your local count cam, you sign in, and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you could watch the counting going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should be just like they're doing with the audit. It's all transparent, and it should be that way.
Yeah. Hey, what did you think about the COVID vaccine authorization? I did a little thing on Rumble just before I saw you were on YouTube.
Yeah, well, I don't think we're supposed to. I really don't think we should say the name of it, but.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're on YouTube. My apologies.
Yeah, we're on YouTube.
Never mind.
Yeah. We follow all of those guidelines that are invisible.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I've never done anything on YouTube, so I don't even think about that.
That's okay.
It's a shame we live in this.
World. Well, we're living. We're living through the Chinification of America. That's what they're trying to turn us into China.
Absolutely.
And we have to. You know what, Tony? I got dogs down there just chomping at the bit. You know what? I'd like to do another show with you. I want to read your book and then have you back on. Is that cool?
Yeah, just email me, Tony Dennison at Proton Mail.
At Proton Mail. I'll do that. Okay, I hate to stop this so abruptly, but we had this big storm and the dogs are going nuts downstairs. They're going to tear the place apart if I don't go down there and let them out.
I know you have YouTube agents aiming guns at you right now because I mentioned the V word.
They might be controlling the dogs. Maybe
They might.
All
right, I'll let you go.
I want to thank you, Tony, for coming on such a short note from the chat. This has been fantastic. I really appreciate it. And everyone,
I wish I could get notifications. I wish I could get notifications when you stream, because I would watch it all the time. But I don't do Facebook.
Okay.
I don't do any of that stuff.
I'm doing shows Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, right around 9 or 10-ish.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10. Okay.
And then sometimes on the weekends.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9. All right. I will check you out.
All right. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it.
Yep. Keep in touch.
All right.
And bye to the chat. Bye, Mud Rabbit. That's a cool name.
Yes, it is.
See ya.
See ya. And thank you, everyone, for stopping over. We really appreciate you all here. Thank you so much. And this is Aaron Moriarity signing off. Until next time.